Bulavinaka, and welcome back to another episode of Empower and Protect. I'm your host, Melania Tora, and today we have two very beautiful guests on the show. These two lovely ladies, Kesa and Chinia. Now, we are all about empowering our youth and empowering our women, and these two women hold an incredible program called Coffee on the Streets, which they will talk about a bit later. But first, I want them to get to know you guys and allow them to introduce themselves. So we'll start with Chinia. Please introduce yourself.
Bula, my name is Veijinia Kacisolomone, and I am Melania's aunt. I'm from Mode and Vasukambara, and yeah, I live in Suva. It's nice to be here.
Vinaka, Bulare, I'm Kesa, Cautanasiga. I'm from Vutua, Lekutuimbua, with maternal links to the island of Benga.
Vinaka. So ladies, I know you obviously because you're my aunt Chinia, but I also know you because you run an incredible initiative called Coffee on the Streets. Now, I know that a lot of viewers might not know about it, but it's a beautiful initiative. So please just talk us through what it's about and what the heart behind it is.
Well, I'll let Kesa start because she was in this before me, so then I'll carry on.
Yeah, Coffee on the Street started as way back in 2019. It was an initiative that just came up out of the work that I do in managing a safe home for teenage girls. And in my observation, working with these girls, most of the girls that were coming into the homes most of them were coming off the streets. And it was after we started this work in 2014. It wasn't until in 2019 that I realized that, to be more proactive rather than waiting at the home, waiting for them, because they come in as victims. I thought it would be wise to try out going out to them. It's a more proactive approach to that. And that's how it started before Letitia came along, and then we started to move on from there. It just started out of a curiosity on trying to find a way of reaching them before they come to us in the safe home.
Yeah. Well, for me, I just joined this initiative a year ago. It was your mother who practically just threw the invitation out, and I felt that it could be something to try. And so far, I have not regretted it. And I've learned a lot through Kesa and through just going out on the streets and talking to these women.
Nice, thank you. So, sorry, I'm going to call you Chinia, but she's my auntie. So Chinia, just talk us through the logistics of it. Like, what actually happens when you go out? How often do you go out? And what is the program like on any night that you go?
So we do this fortnightly. We go out around 10:30 at night when they are out on the streets. We normally mix coffee, and we've also engaged my sister to do a bit of baking for them. So we bake some goodies for them. We take that out to them. Normally, I'm the one who sends out the messages in the group chat just to check if anyone's available to go with us. On most occasions, it's just been me and Kesa. And yeah, we just go and we do Railway Street. So most of them we find on Railway Street. We sit with them, we talk to them. We pray with them, we encourage them, and we just listen to them. Most of the time, they just want to share their stories. They want someone to love on them. So that's practically what we do with coffee and goodies.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the ladies, I've been on a few of them myself, and just seeing how they light up when they see you ladies, it's just such a needed thing to just come around young women. And I think we were talking before this, Kesa, off camera, and you were saying that a lot of other initiatives that work with sex workers, they try not to engage too much with them.
Yes.
But I think what makes your program different is that you actually, you get out, you hug them, you do life with them, you talk about really anything with them, right? And just build relationships with them. Talk to us about the importance of building relationship with the girls as you do this work.
Yeah, they are human beings, first and foremost. So they have values. And they are valuable because all of us, as we understand, we are image bearers. We are made in the image of God. And that's firstly what we need to understand. And that's how we need to look at them. We need to see them. And once you settle yourself in that and you go out, it makes it easy for you to really interact and build a relationship with them. Because what comes out of that thinking, the language, everything will be just right. Once you have the right perspective, everything will just fall into place. Yeah.
Wow, I love that. And I love how you talk about, if you have the right perspective on these ladies, because they are human beings at the end of the day. Was it a process to kind of undo the thoughts that you guys had of them before? Or was it like as soon as you met them, you're like, these are my sisters now, I'm going to do life with them?
Definitely. It has really changed me as a person. Because there's so much that we've heard, so much that we have there's a lot of noises out there that we get to hear as we grow up, and it has kind of informed the way we look at them.
Yeah.
But when we engage with them, it really helps us to understand that they are just like us, and they lack in some areas which we can provide for them. And for me personally, it has really helped me to really value people more. It has really helped me to value people more, and has really cut out being judgmental with people. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think that's one of the main things that has really helped me a lot in this work.
What about you, Auntie Chinia?
Yes, same with me. I had been very judgmental of them before I went out. Once I started to hear their stories, it really changed the way I looked at them, and they became more human to me. So now I see them as my sisters.
Nice. Thank you so much, ladies. We love the
worries.
work you're doing, and we can't wait to continue the conversation. We will be right back after a quick break here on Empower and Protect. Inaka. Welcome back to Empower and Protect. I'm here with Chinia and Kesa, who are the founders and those who are working on the streets for Coffee on the Street, which is an initiative where they go out and build relationships with sex workers and help them out. So thank you so much, ladies, again for being here with us. I want to ask you, because there's a lot of stigma around sex workers and the type of women that do sex work. What are some of the things that you've learned about their characteristics and the type of women we see on the streets?
Well, for me, when I first went on the streets, the first lady I saw had basketball shorts on and a t-shirt. I actually didn't realize she was doing that work.
Wow.
So it took someone else who had been out to show me that she was doing that work. So what I've gained from talking to them is that they don't want to be there, but they don't have any other way of earning an income. Some of them have young families, and they need to buy the daily necessities. And that is probably the easiest work they can do that does not have, they have to submit a CV for. So yeah, most of the stories are sad. It's heartbreaking because they don't want to be there, but it's what they know, and that's what can bring the money in for them.
Yeah, it's the easiest way.
It's
right,
the easiest
to provide
way,
for their
yes.
families. And I love that you highlight that a lot of them don't actually want to be on the streets. Like they're doing it to provide for their children, for their families. And I think the attitude of the community around them is like, oh, they want to be there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it's their choice. They're just like shameless women, but there's so much to consider underneath that. So thank you for sharing that. What about you, Kesa?
Yeah, I think for most of them, when we started off, I guess it's the limited exposure that they have, right? And that's all they know. That's all they know of how to earn money, and good money. Because the money that they earn in a night can last for a week or two if it's good business for a night. And so, and most of them are being, like what Chinia said, they don't want to be there. But they need to survive too. So it's because of survival. But we've met some really, humble young ladies. There's so much that they want to do, but that's all they know that they can do in order for them to, to live sustainably at home. When we started off, I couldn't believe it that some of the girls that we had met were attending tertiary institutions, and I found it hard to believe. But and then when we get to learn more about them, it's because of where they came from. The environment contributes a lot to that. And like I said, it's just all that they know. The limited exposure. And but there's good money there, and that's all they know, and that's what they opt for.
For sure. Thank you for that. And I also know that, as we've been out on the streets together, there are younger girls as well in high school that are out there on the streets. And I was wondering, because you also have founded a home called Pearly Gates Home. You manage that home, right? And there are a lot of younger women there. Talk to us about the link between the women that you see, or the girls that you see at Pearly Gates Home, and then also the sex workers that you work with. What are some of the similarities that you see there?
Pearly Gates Home is a state home. It comes under the Ministry of Department of Women, Children, and Social Protection. So it comes under the Department of Child Services. And it's been around for, I think, more than 5 decades. It's been around for a while.
I thought you founded it.
No.
But you're amazing.
The organization that I work for, Global Compassion, took over management of the home in 2012 from Salvation Army. Salvation Army was managing the home for more than 30 years before we came on, before we took over. And the girls that come to the home, these are reported cases that comes through the Department of Child Services, the Child Helpline. So the girls that come to the home are the reported cases only. So we're not talking about unreported cases. This is just reported cases. And at the home, we take in victims and also juvenile offenders, teenage juvenile offenders. The home caters for girls from the age of 13 to 17. So like I said earlier, most of the girls, the trend, there's always a trend of the kind of girls that comes in the season. And for over a decade now, we kind of know when is the season, this is the season. Most of them will be coming in. But most of them that are coming in, more than 80% of the girls that are coming in, that come to the home, are from dysfunctional families.
Right, wow.
They are from dysfunctional families. We've had verbal cases, verbal abuse cases, sexual abuse cases, just behavioral issues. And these are the background where they are coming from. But what's common about it is just the dysfunctionality in the family. And there's a lot, from what I've seen, is my own personal opinion is that there's a lot to be done with families. If there's one thing that our government and the churches that needs to do, is to strengthen the family units, because it will help put a stop to this, or at least alleviate the suffering in our girls who are coming in through Pearly Gates Home. But most of the girls that are coming in have this, because they are from dysfunctional families. So there's a lot of social ills that comes, that they are, that are involved in there. And most that are coming through the juvenile girls that are coming in from the streets. Most of them are from the streets. And that's where I see the linkage. Like I said, what inspired me to go out was what I was receiving at the home. So I thought, rather than just sitting there and waiting for victims, why don't I go out, be more proactive, and avoid them being victimized and being victims.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Kesa. And thank you again for the work that you do, because you often get the end result of all that abuse and trauma with the women that you both work with. But it's the empowering that you do with them and the correcting of how they see themselves, which really makes a difference. So thank you again for that. We will be back after a short break here on Empower and Protect. Minaka. Vinaka, and welcome back to Empower and Protect. We're here with Kesa and Chinia from Coffee on the Streets. Now we'll just jump straight into it. Auntie Chinia, can you please talk to us about, like we were saying in the last segment, these women come in from their different experiences, their different backgrounds. How are you empowering them in their true identity and helping them to find strength in their circumstances?
Well, something I've been doing a lot of, and I'm trying to continue with it, is doing cards, little cards, just to give them a Bible verse, an encouraging message, and also just relaying that about their identity, relaying to them about their identity in Christ, because I'm a Christian, I'm a believer. I believe that God created all of us for a reason, for a purpose, and I would love for these women to find that in themselves, something that is purposeful, something that has meaning. When we talk to them, I can hear that they don't have purpose, they don't have any meaning in life, and doing this is just something they just do because they need money. But I can imagine what it would be like if they were to find a purpose in life, a meaning, and how they'll change their perspective. So just talking to them, loving on them, and reminding them about who they are is something that I just love doing, because I can see their faces change, and I can see a bit of smile, because to them, they're probably the lowest in society. Not a lot of people would go up to them and talk to them, but I'd love for them to see themselves through the eyes of God and just see how special they are. And that's how I'm working at that at the moment with them.
I love that. And I love that words have such power.
Yes.
You know, when you continuously affirm them and encourage them, you can see the difference in how they hold themselves and what they accept from other people. I remember when we went out one of those times, the way that people treat them, like taxi drivers especially, so verbally abusive, and it weighs on them, you know. And so to have you guys there to combat that with words of encouragement and just words of affirmation, I think is so valuable, more valuable than handing them a check and sending them on their way. So thank you guys for that. What about you, Kesa? Anything to add?
Yeah, I think same thing as Jinia. It's just helping them see how valuable they are.
Yeah.
And choosing the right words to speak into their lives. And for me, my approach has always been, getting to know more details about them, their name and where you're from, and try and find an entry point. If they have MaiTV, I'll just work it out.
Yeah.
I started off there, and then I get to ask them, so did you go to school, and try and find out where they're at, and then speak to them from that level.
Yeah.
And that's always been my approach with them, and help them, just come alongside them and encourage them that they can go beyond that. And that's why we come in every fortnight, whether it's raining, whether there's only the two of us, we will continue to come and we will continue to speak like this to you, so that you can know that there's more options out there. And I see that it really helps them, really helps them. And most of them, from what I'm seeing, their responses, they've never heard.
Yes.
They've never been spoken to like that.
Yes.
Right.
I think verbal abuse has been a thing in our culture, and maybe we do it jokingly, but then it's making an impact in their lives.
So true.
And so that's why, based on their response, that's when I take my cues on how next to approach them.
Nice. I love that. And I love the fact that you guys are seeing firsthand just the treatment that they experience from other people. I want to segue a little bit into you know, you see the danger that they're in, being sex workers on the street. I want to ask you, ladies, in your opinion, how can we empower them, or how can we as the community help them to find a better source of income? What are the factors that go into that? Because I know it's so dangerous out on the street, and they deserve safer employment
Yes.
options.
They do.
But yes, just talk to us about that.
Well, for me, I believe it's building that trust first, gaining their trust, building that relationship. So they trust you when you say, I can help you go further.
Yeah.
So I've attended a few workshops. I've connected with a lot of people in our community, and I've talked about what I do. And a lot of them want to help, they want to help me in some ways. So I've made it clear to them, I will be contacting you for that help when it comes. So right now I'm just trying to build that trust, build that relationship. So when I offer that help, they will say, yes, I trust you to take me to a safer place. So that's what I want to do right now, is to build on that.
And just one note, I love that Coffee on the Streets. One of the main things that you guys have is consistency. You always show up no matter what. So I love that you build that trust that way. What about you, Kesa?
Yeah, I think, like I said, a lot of it is just, firstly, we need to change our attitude towards these girls.
Right.
Because the reason why they're standing there, none of us know. We just look at what's there and then we judge from them. I think it's a bit unfair. It's so unfair. And it's so important for us to exercise empathy. Exercise empathy. There's a reason as to why people are behaving in such a way.
Yes, so true.
And it's important for us to stop, think, and ask, why is she behaving like that? Why is she doing that? And why are you caring about it? There's a reason. Maybe you have a solution to that.
Right.
And step up and do what you can. Even if you say hello, just open up with and then get to know, because a lot of them carry so much with them and they don't have a place where they can, just to start up a conversation with them. Because once you engage with them in that way, then you will be able to understand the level they are at, and you'll be able to know, how do I help here?
Yeah.
Whether you are coming through, whether you have it in you to help them financially or, through your network, whatever. I'm sure the reason, it's not a coincidence that you are coming through somebody like that, that you are meeting somebody like that. It's probably God had orchestrated it for you to meet this person. And there's a reason as to why you do it, And I think it's mainly my plea is to families.
Yeah.
We need to create an environment where each member of the family can realize how valuable they are. It starts from home again.
Yeah.
It goes back home. Just speak, right to your children, to one another. And if you're angry, just zip it. Don't say anything, because this is what we are seeing from the work that we are doing now.
Yeah.
And once they realize their value, they will open themselves up to opportunities that they're presented with. Yeah. That's what I personally. That's what I feel. That's what I think.
Definitely, that's so valuable. Well, thank you so much, ladies. I think your work is absolutely incredible, and we really want to leave the audience letting them know how we can help it come alongside you guys. So, in closing, if you could, in just really shortly, how can we help your initiative? How can we contribute to what you're doing?
I think I'll let Kesa go first this time.
Okay.
Yeah, there are in your communities, I'm sure as we share our story tonight, this time during this episode, you would be able to identify wherever you were at, in the communities that you live in, that there might be some girls that are out here on the streets that are within your community.
Yeah.
I want to encourage women or young men, youths, be creative, organize something in your community that could help them, upskill them and keep them occupied, keep them off the streets. I think it all goes back to our communities too. Our communities need to rise up and organize something, work on, explore your network. Within your community, there are people. Explore the network and bring those initiatives to the community. So that, because most of these girls that we are meeting on the streets come from as far, we go through Rewa Street, Nambua, and sometimes into town. But most of these girls are from outside of Suva. They're from Nesinu, in all those areas where there are informal settlements. So my plea is for those communities that are within the informal settlements, be creative. Create something there that can help these girls get off the streets.
Well, for me, it starts with love. If you don't love yourself, you can't love others. And love is something that speaks across barriers, across places. So if you can love these women as you love your own family, that in itself can make a difference.
Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us. Thank you for watching another episode of Empower and Protect. We will see you next week with a brand new episode. Minaka.